Hello, everyone. This is the first webinar of the Pranic consciousness process. We're again starting this training. As you know, it's been a long journey with it since 2013. This first webinar is live and is free for everyone. Training, as you know, it's been a long journey with it since 2013. I'm having an echo, just a second to close it. This first and each time we start, we have a new free webinar that everyone can join. This is a important personal development webinar where you can get in touch with us. It's a live streaming and it's an interactive webinar. So you can actually ask questions and make comments while watching. If you're watching on YouTube, you can utilize the comment section to the right of the video or next to the video. And if you're watching on Facebook, then you know where your comments are and you can ask questions or make comments whenever you want. I'm streaming on 3 different channels. So it's Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom meetings. So bear with me if you see me watching several cameras, it's because I'm actually being filmed with several cameras and I have to, pay attention to all. Before we start, I'm saying that it's a webinar of 1 hour, and towards the end, we're gonna have a meditation that is usually about pranic nourishment and how we can intake more energy. So it's a beautiful meditation that we do each webinar of this process. And in each webinar, we have a meditation where we cleanse our energy field, we restructure and recalibrate our fields, and we also have an overall boost of energy. So that's what we do during this meditation. So stay tuned towards the middle of the end of this webinar. In the meantime, make sure you are undisturbed. You can announce your friends or family that you're having an hour of personal development or a spiritual moment or whatever you want to call it. And you announce everyone that you want to pay attention to it. You can use some headphones or earphones to isolate the noises and not be impacted by them. And you can also choose a quiet place in your house because the meditation is going to take you deep and you want to be in your own fab place to meditate in. I'm having a blast with this month because it's been a great August for me and everyone I met. It's wonderful series of events that I've been a part of. But before I go on and tell you all the stories that I've been through, I'm going to just share a little bit more about this series of webinars. So the Pranic consciousness process, as I said, is a set of webinars, a class that I'm teaching since 2013. The aim of it is to bring us more into consciousness and help us maintain a higher frequency wherever we are in our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day journeys, without us having to live in a cave to be a true and centered yogi. It's meant to also increase the pranic intake, so the energy capacity that your body has, and decrease your food intake as you go on with it and do your meditation each webinar. It also shares about the daily practice that me and other people on this planet have that keeps us in balance and keeps us running several projects while having beautiful life and a beautiful inner state. And it's a sum up of the daily lifestyle of all the breatharians that I know. So as you know, I'm interested in pranic lifestyle and pranic nourishment for more than 10 years. And ever since, I've studied and worked with several people that are nourished by prana for 10 to 15 years, and I've studied their activity and what they do. And this is a research done by the Embassy of Peace, an organization that I've been a part of, that has shown that all these people have a certain lifestyle, certain daily practices that helps them be in balance and be harmonious, even in the busiest, noisiest cities and in the most polluted areas of the planet, because we tend to work in various areas of the planet that are, not very happy people and not very happy lifestyle. And you have to have a daily practice to keep in balance, because otherwise, with the food intake that most of us prefer, which is liquid food or light, balancing the frequencies can be a challenge in these types of areas. So it has been proven that most of the energy masters that I know and the people that are nourished in this way have a certain lifestyle that are, just adopting every day, and it's encompassing 8 activities that they do in their daily lifestyle. This set of activities we recommend and talk about during this pranic consciousness process, and we share tips and tricks and insights on each of the techniques that we recommend, so that you can practice them at home and have a set of tools that get you out of the blues wherever you are. So you have this toolkit that you can apply in any area or any situation that you are, and that brings you back into balance, brings you back into harmony, and brings you back to your center. Because after all this journey here is about staying centered and staying in touch with your higher self. So that's what we're talking about tonight and in the next 8 weeks, about the 8 webinars, about the tools that you can utilize as a lifestyle, as a daily program, to be in balance and to be in a higher frequency and maintain a higher frequency to your day-to-day life. If there's any questions and comments, please feel free to use the comment area and ask whatever you feel to ask, because I'm going to answer to them towards the end or towards the middle of this webinar. Also, if you have any suggestions about lifestyle tips that help you stay in balance and raise your frequency, also utilize that comment area to share with each other. And as I said, this is an interactive webinar, so I'm very happy to learn from you as well. Tonight is going to be about meditation and how to practice it, and tips and tricks, and what to do and not to do while you are meditating or while you try to meditate. I've been meditating since I was 12 or 14, and in and out for a while, and then stabilized into this practice for 10 years now, for many, many hours a day. So I'm going to share my experience, but also the experience of my colleagues and the masters of this planet and the ascended masters that I know. So that is a blend of experiences that can be resonating with each one of you. So it's not about what I do, but it's about what usually the highest of the highest state people are doing in this practice. Then the next webinars are going to share about each one about one technique that ascended masters and masters of earth are recommending for higher balance and higher frequency. And in each one, we're going to also be overlaid by the presence of one ascended master. So this class is supported by the ascended masters that are recommending the techniques that I'm sharing. So the next webinar is going to be about how to connect with the universe and the higher source, and stay connected with your higher self as well. And this is recommended by the master called Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion in the Asian tradition, which is recommending listening and asking for guidance always, and staying in touch with the guidance of your intuitive self. Then another important practice recommended is mastering your mind or observing and choosing your thoughts. And that's recommended by Saint Germain, a master of alchemy and an immortal master that has a very specific contribution to the evolution of humanity. And I'm going to share more about him in the third webinar on Tuesday, where we explain and detail about mind mastery. The fourth suggestion is lightening up your diet. And of course, for many of you who have tried to do this and maybe succeeded or maybe had a bit of challenges with it, we're going to talk about it on Wednesday in the webinar at 8 or 8:30 p.m. And we're going to share tips and tricks and how to detox and how to be in harmony with your inner digestive system so that you can be in balance with your diet as well. The fifth webinar on Thursday is about how to raise your vibration and maintain a higher frequency through selfless service. It's a method recommended and supported by the Christed One. And we're going to share about how to help and bring your contribution to the world and discover and bring your gift and stay in touch with your soul's mission and so on, in a harmonious and balanced way, in harmony with the ones who you're trying to help, so that it's really selfless with no agenda. And we're going to share about how this is influencing your vibrational field and how it actually helps you tap into the pranic field better so that you feel whole and nourished and complete. The sixth webinar, we share about the body and how to treat it like a temple, how to give it the right exercise, the right self-care products, the right clothing so that it functions the best, because it's your starship, and you once you fuel it and maintain it correctly, it can bring a very good results and a beautiful contribution to your spiritual ascension. But that's also very much depending on how you appreciate it, love it, and treat it on a daily basis. We're going to share more about how your cellular memory can be purified and healed, how you can harmonize all the structures of your physical body, and we have a few meditations and tools that help you with that. And of course, each of the webinars, you're also going to have a meditation accordingly. The seventh webinar, we talk about nature and silence and how it's utilized to achieve higher states of consciousness and balance and centering. It's a practice recommended and practiced by Saint Germain. As you know, for some of you who know, he has been a master of connecting with nature, connecting with animals. He had the gift of understanding animal speech and communing with them. And also he has spent a lot of time in nature, so he's the one recommending this practice. And we're going to share about how to include that in your day-to-day life, especially for the busy ones who say that they never have time. We're going to share some methods and specific tips, if you will, where you can actually include this in your day-to-day life without taking too much of your daily tasks. And last but not least, we're going to talk about music and sound healing, and the way it's impacting your frequency and vibration, how you can actually raise your frequency using sound, wording, mantras, and music. That's recommended by Mother Mary in the angelic realms, and it's a powerful, powerful tool that you actually can use in almost any environments with a headset or a set of earphones to calibrate and harmonize your mood, because your water, the water in your body, which is 70 or 80% of your body, is responding to sound, as shown in Masaru Emoto's studies. So you're going to have a beautiful webinar where we explain about different types of sounds, different types of mantras, and different types of music that you can utilize to really shift and upgrade your frequency and how to maintain it. That's the set of 8 webinars that is starting today, all part of the online class, Pranic Consciousness Process, a class that I'm teaching for 6 or 7 years by now, and that has helped many transform their lives and raise their vibration and achieves higher states of pranic nourishment and inner balance. And that's what I'm recommending you as a tool to utilize at home to raise your frequency. Because many people go to a tremendous amount of spiritual classes, gatherings, personal development, or self growth workshops. And it's great while you're there. You're having a beautiful time, so many like minded people, the energy is through the roof, and so on and so forth. And if you're doing a pranic process, for example, maybe you are nourished by prana for a while or tapping into it, but then you're coming back home and you're coming back to your old habits, to your old life, and to the people that usually nag you and bug you. And what do? Your frequency drops. You feel even worse than before because now you have something to compare it to. And eventually you don't make much of what you've learned because you're not practicing. I'm not referring to all of you, but that's what most people do. And that's why the pranic conscious process is creating to maintain the level of consciousness and the frequency that you've attained during a class with maybe hundreds of people, but you can maintain it and even heighten it by yourself at home. Could you believe that this is possible? Well, I'm here to state it is, because this is what I'm practicing for 10 years now, and it has helped me go from a very busy, crazy busy woman working 16 hours a day in a management job in my own company, and before that in a national company, going from that to and working and being out of balance and having health issues and so on, has helped me reconnect with myself, regain my health, start my own personal mission that has to do with helping people, writing books, doing healing sessions, therapy sessions, and holding speeches all over the world. And also doing that by being in balance and having a nice harmonious rhythm within myself, which is now allowing me to share that with other people. And I've been able to actually include all these 8 steps in my day-to-day life and practice them daily. So that's what helped me stay in balance. So now I'm telling you that no matter how crazy busy your schedule is, and no matter how crazy busy you think you are, you can always go off social media for half an hour, or drop your favorite rom-com or whatever it is that you're watching at night, maybe a movie or something, and do your practice. And that's going to help you have more energy and more balanced state, and of course, more clarity in your life. Because after all, it's all about clarity and being able to see through the challenges or the ups and downs that your life is presenting you with, just to show you your mastery level and where you are and what you can work on to develop more consciousness. Yes, because that's what we're incarnated about. So let me see who's here. I see many of you joining, and I'm really interested to hear your thoughts about this theme of tonight and about the whole topic of the workshop. Are you interested in gaining more clarity in your life? Please type yes in the comments if you are, so that I know what your field of interest are. So if you're interested in having more clarity in your life and more balance, just type yes and show me what you are about tonight and why you are watching. Also, I'm interested to know what are your methods of getting back into balance. So when you're having a really, really busy day and everything is going crazy and you feel like you're losing, control of everything that you should have done, what do you do to balance yourself? What do you do to get back in balance and get back the lead in your activities, and to have clarity on the next step to take? What do you do when things don't go so well, or what do you do when things go really busy? What do you do if it's a normal day and you really want to get more things done and with more mind space? What is your practice? So first, type yes if you're interested in more clarity in your life. Anyone? And then let me know your practice, or what cools you down, what chills you up, what helps you get back into balance. So as I was saying, for the new ones, we're going to be together for, starting now, more than half an hour maybe. And we're going to share some tools about how to meditate, tips and tricks about meditation, tips and tricks about how to cool down the mind, rambling, and we're going to present it from several perspectives, ancient cultures and modern lifestyle as well. And my daily practice and the practice of the friends that I know that have achieved high levels of consciousness. So if that subject is of interest for you, please stay tuned. We're going to also have some meditation at the end, or towards the middle or the end. Thank you, Aniela. Thank you, Dirk. Thank you, everyone who's interacting. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, or warm greetings and beautiful salutations that we are placing here in the comments. So I was asking for the new ones, who of you is interested in a higher frequency and more clarity? Who wants to have that? And you can use the comment area, as I said, to say yes, and then to ask questions. What are the things that you would like to know on this topic? What are the things that keep you here, made you open this video and stay with me for almost half an hour now? What are the things that are interesting for you? Okay, before I go any further and wait for your comments, I'm going to have some very good water. And fill you up with the good news. So August has been an extraordinarily good month for this planet and for myself, because we had some beautiful gatherings all over the world. So it started with a gathering in US at Mount Shasta, and then in the Redwoods of California, with a group of about 400 people, maybe 300, 400 people from all over the world, especially US, but other countries as well. We have gathered at the Resonance Retreat there. Nassim Haramein's Resonance Science Foundation has done a retreat in the Redwoods. I was one of the speakers. I had the topic on free energy and breatharianism, or pranic nourishment, and I have spoken about it with some 300 scientists and people who are bridging holistic world and science. And it's been a great surprise and very beautiful experience to me to see how many people in the science world are actually open to this and ready to hear more, and to also interact with us and embrace this concept that people can be nourished in a lighter way. I have spoken to people from HeartMath, to people from Sonify, from Resonant Technologies, from different scientific and high technology companies that are ready now to embrace the idea of researching this and see what's actually happening in the human body with pranic nourishment. How is it functioning, what the hormones are doing, so on. So now I'm looking forward to, have people saying yes to this and really starting the research so that we can go further with this. Because for years I've been speaking with Nassim Haramein and suggesting it to Greg Braden and suggesting it to Joe Dispenza and so on. And I it's time now to see things happen, to bridge science and spirituality into this and to have it working. And the conference there has shown good results on this. And then I went right into the Pranic Festival in Romania. I'm sure many of you have heard of it. It's still up there in my timeline, the poster about it. We're actually preparing the Pranic Festival in 2020 now. But this year has been amazing. In Romania, people from more than 18 countries joining from all over the world, traveling from India, from Australia, from Ireland, from England, from Belgium, from I don't even remember how many places in the world have joined together, people from various cultures and races and religious beliefs as well, joined together for one single simple reason: the interest in higher states of consciousness and pranic nourishment, which is bringing them all together. And so many amazingly fabulous people, very well grounded, very centered. People have practiced high level spiritual practices for maybe more than 20 years, some of them, running clinics, running healing centers, running different specific centers that have to do with holistic lifestyle, but also good science, have joined together into this topic. And the level of the frequency in the room was sky high, and the practices and meditations were really, really, really making an impact on the country and on the planet as well. And after that, from August 19 to 22nd, we went together all over the mountains of Romania to the specific energy vortexes that are there, and visiting them all and working with them and really resonating this country back into health from very specific points. We have been there with children and with many, many other people of all ages and the cultures, hiking these mountains and meditating and resonating and oming and toning in temples and in energy vortexes and beaming out really from this corner of the world. And this has been felt all over the world. I'm sure many of you have felt a heightened energy during August 15 to 22nd, and those of you who are sensitives can tune into this and say, there's a testimonial. If you go to the Trip of the Sun Facebook page or the Pranic Festival in Romania Facebook page, there's testimonials of people who have joined that have had really intense cosmic experience. Like, ayahuasca is nothing compared to this, and we didn't take, smoke, or ingest anything but prana. So it's been a great journey. And after that, we went directly to London to a scientific conference with Nassim Harmeem, Joe Dispenza, and Greg Braden. So right after the Trip of the Sun, where we talked with all of them about pranic nourishment, and there's been great information being shared there, and all of them got the Pranic World book, which is great because now there's more information in the scientific realm about it, and we're planning new and beautiful events for this planet. So if any of this resonates with you, be free to offer to come or join us in the next events, which is in 2020, we do the Pranic Festival in Romania again, we do the Trip of the Sun again, and you can all participate. I'm going to share more about what we do this month, but now I feel to go into the topic of meditation because I promised you some tips about it. And I'm still waiting for you to tell me if you're interested in more clarity in your life, because that was the initial question. So if more clarity in your life tempts you, or if you feel it's time for more clarity in your life, just type yes in the comments and we're going to share more about how to have it. So meditation is an interesting topic because everybody in the holistic realm does some form of meditation, either guided or with music or vipassana. Many people are going to, and they have practiced some form of meditation one way or another, but the only issue is for many that they don't have a daily practice with it, because people normally believe that meditation is about going into an obscure room with some weird music, putting some candles and some incense, and staying there for a long time, and people don't think they have the time for it, or they think they would be considered widows if they do it every day. The obscure rooms with candies, with candles and incense is fine, and it helps you focus better in your practice. But you can do daily meditation in any moment of your life. Yes, you've heard me well, in any moment of your life. Meditation can be a recurrent, moment by moment practice, because contrary to what people think, meditation is not that present um, position where you sit up straight and think of nothing. It's one of the forms of it, but meditation is mostly being aware of your thoughts and feelings and inner states, and you can be aware of that or become aware of that in any moment. That's also being aware of your breath. That's where the meditation starts, and that's where it should be continued all the way through this meditative practice. So if you're aware of your breath, or if you become conscious of your breath, that is called meditation, and that is automatically having an impact on your brainwave patterns and your thought rhythms and so on. And the quality of your thoughts also changes when you change your rhythm of your breath. So whenever you feel a little bit agitated, a little bit sad, a little bit heavy, a little bit out of sync, or really, really, really out of sync, the first step to do is to go back to your breath and start breathing normally and start breathing deeply. So with meditation, most people breathe in this area of their body, not really getting the air all the way down through the abdomen. So they are either breathe all the way through the lungs and diaphragm, or just the upper side of the body. When you go deeper with your breath, the whole body structure, mind structure changes, and everything becomes more relaxed. It helps you relax your digestive system. It helps you relax your internal organs, and also, of course, helps you relax the rhythm of your thoughts. The rhythm of your thoughts is very powerfully connected with your breath and with your general inner rhythm. It's when you control your breath, you can actually control your mind and your thoughts. You can either slow down the thought process and really observe what you're thinking of, or you can stop the thought process altogether and be really in a very peaceful state, no matter where you start from. So that's what breath does. There has been studies done on Tibetan monks as well as on normal people, testing them while meditating or while working with their breath, and it has been shown that during the process of regulating the breath and during the beginning of meditation, they have been able to actually produce more melatonin in their brains because they were doing this breath synchronization. So the more melatonin you produce, the calmer you are, the more nourished you are, because melatonin influences your ATP. That's the stuff that nourishes your cells. That's the energy that cells produce to nourish them. And it also influences the hunger hormones. So leptin and ghrelin, the hunger hormones, are influenced by the production of melatonin. So once you produce more melatonin, when you have a stiller mind and a more balanced breath, you are actually feeling nourished, and you're actually producing more nourishment in your body without an external source. That would be the basic scientific explanation for the people who do not need to take physical food. They know how to regulate their breath, and to balance their mind. That's what they do. So that's why they are called breatharians, not because they are nourished by breath or by air, but because they are regulating their mind state, their brain waves with their breath. And that helps them produce more melatonin, more ATP, and be in a general state of balance without utilizing physical food. So that would be the definition of the word breatharian for those of you who do not know it. So utilizing breath is and breath control is the very step, first step in going into a more meditative state. What does a meditative state mean? We're emptying your mind, focusing on one or no thing, and expand. Feel that you are freer, more relaxed, more balanced, more clear. That's what a meditative state could be explained by. Once you go into that state, not necessarily sitting isolated somewhere, but um, being in a very balanced state. That's what breath and regulating your brain waves take you. How do we keep that state? Because yes, you start meditating, you follow your breath for a while, then your mind rushes in, then you start thinking of the things that your mind is telling you to think, and you get out of the meditation. Perseverance and really being focused is helping you stay in meditation. Do not listen to the tendency to rush out of the room, the tendency to grab something to eat, the tendency to I don't know, scratch your legs, pamper yourself, take a shower. Just take your 10 minutes of meditation or 20 minutes of meditation without paying attention to anything else. Put your phones on hold, put your family on hold. Everything can be put on hold for 20 minutes. Nothing is going to crash around you. The universe is not going to stop if you don't pay attention to it. It's still running for a gazillion of years, and it's still going to run even if you don't check Instagram for 20 minutes. So you can just stop. You know, the best social media is within. I always tell people that I'm not really interested in being very present on social media. I just do it for my job because it seems to be very necessary, but the best social network is within. When you unhook from the external social network, which is all noisy and buzzy and presenting all kinds of reality that not necessarily is true or helping you, and you hook to the ones within, then you get to really experience inner peace and even bliss, because in that social network you meet all the like-minded beings and the like-minded beings, and you end up feeling alone, isolated, or depending on some phone that is beeping from time to time, bringing you some interesting or uninteresting messages from another mind that is processing other thoughts outside of you. So going within is actually the source of all information, all knowledge, and all happiness. And it only sometimes takes 5 to 20 minutes to have that state daily. And I think it's worth it. You know, when I hear people not having time for meditation, I'm not judging, but I'm questioning. Would you be happier with having more energy, more clarity, more power, more stamina during the day, getting many more tasks done with less time than you did before, and being able to face reality from a much more centered position? And if yes, what would you pay or invest to have these 6 results? I only counted 6 of them, but there's countless benefits to meditation. What would you pay or invest to have these 5, 6 aspects into your life? I'm saying to you, it's free. You can do it for free, and you can do it daily without any struggle. Yes, you can do it daily in an easy and graceful way, just by regulating your breath. That would be the first step. When you're in traffic and things go crazy, start breathing deeply. You will see things differently. You will have new perspectives on the situations and maybe new solutions if you're getting late to some meeting or something. If you're at home, your kids are screaming like crazy, or husband has a mood or something like that, if you start following your breath, you will have a different position from your inside, from your core, to the event that is happening, or the situation, or the rhythm that is happening around you. So it's very important to follow your breath and regulate your breath. For Shirin, thank you, Shirin, for your invitation in London. I thought you're still in Romania. We didn't get to say goodbye, so I didn't even know exactly where you're from. So I had no idea. And I was crazy busy from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. So you actually didn't miss anything, because even I didn't see me except in meditation, of course. But thank you so much for the invitation. Shirin says if she knew I was in London, she would have invited me out. Yes, I didn't really go out, just out of the hotel and back to the hotel, because I worked from 9 to 11 p.m. I have sometimes a very busy schedule. I'm looking forward for the next visit, though, and I will let you know. Now that I know you're there, I will let you know. Back to meditation. As I said, you do not have to be in an obscure room with candles and incense. But how do these help? Because many people do it like this. And why did they do it? We should talk about that as well. You see those people preparing their room and burning incense or whatever, sage and something. Why do they do that? Is this just strange woo-woo stuff, or is it helping? Every room, every space, every location, in any city has a certain energy field. You add or detract from that energy field. All people that are moving around from that energy field are adding their own frequency, their own vibration. Also, the thoughts of other people can add to that field, which is why having a clean, healthy, aired room for your meditation is better than having a polluted and smelly or agglomerated room. That can make a difference in the beginning in your meditative state. That's why it's best to choose a place that you can utilize every day for your meditation. I'm just going to take a moment to do something and come back. And then, as the Pavlov's dog reflex, you use your body, get your body used to a certain hour or a certain time of the day where you do this practice. That's how your body will get used to it, your mind will get used to it, and at that hour, be it 7 a.m. in the morning or 9 a.m. at night or whatever, your body will instantly change its state into a more peaceful state because it expects you to go into meditation. So try to do, for example, meditation each day at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. before going to your office. If you miss a day, you will notice your body getting calmer at that hour. For example, me, I have this ritual practice that until 10 or 11 a.m., I do my practices. Now my practices can encompass up to 8 to 10 hours a day. So if I say that I'm doing it until 11 a.m., it's not much, but I do meditation, I do yoga or qigong, I do some form of other practices or breath work and so on. And my body is used that until that hour, be it 10 or 11 a.m., it is in a meditative state. It's doing some kind of a holistic practice. And if I have to do other things in the morning, for example, this festival, I had to be ready at 9 and start doing everything much, much earlier. My body is still, and mind is still in that meditative state, still in a bit of outwardly way of being. And I noticed this. I noticed this when I have to do other day-to-day practices. I have trained myself to shift from one mood to another, but my body naturally, instantly goes into that state. And that's beautiful to notice, you know. And also in the evening after 10 p.m., for example, I have the habit of going deeper into meditation. I am in a meditative state most of the time. You know, I've trained myself to be in the alpha theta state during the day. I work a lot with theta brainwaves and theta state during the therapy that I'm practicing, and during the healing sessions, and during the workshops, because I channel information. And so I'm mostly in that state. But after a certain hour of the time of the evening, I go deeper into that state and retracting, withdrawing from the day-to-day activities. And people around me can notice, you know, if I'm at home, I'm naturally going through meditation, yoga, and sleep then. But if I'm in a gathering or if I'm with somebody, they notice that my eyes are changing, my inner state is changing, I'm talking less, because my body is already used for so many years to do this thing. So it goes into that deeper state. So I'm recommending that, to have a certain hour where you do your practice so that your body gets used to it and your mind gets used to it, and then to naturally go into that state without you struggling to regulate your inner state if you're doing a habit out of it. That would be the second thing. So first thing, work with your breath, and work with your breath where longer amount of time to train your body and mind to sit still at that hour, to be in a more relaxed state at that hour, so that naturally it goes into that state when you reach that hour of the day. Third thing, I was talking about how the space is important, and it's important to be clear and kept in order and so on, and why people are burning incense and so on. For the energy field, like I said, always the energy field of a room is imprinted in some way by the people that are passing through, and you are also impacted by the energy field of a room. If you're strong enough to create a very strong shielding mechanism, then going into a room might affect you, and also going into crowded place as well, and so on. So when you're choosing to meditate, especially at the beginning, try to find a quiet place inside your home, or even in the office, or it doesn't matter. It can be also the bathroom if you need it, because if you're a mom with many kids, or big family, you know, bathroom would be maybe the only safe place where somebody doesn't bother you, hopefully. So try to go in that place for a while, and just do your meditation or breath work or silence, stilling your mind in that place. And going back to the cleanliness, so it helps if you use sage or incense or some stick of incense stick to purify, to set the intention that the energies of the people that have been in that room are cast away or cleansed away, and it's only you in your energy bubble in that room. That's what incense and other, you know, cones and stuff, that's what they are doing. And that's why it's good to utilize them before meditation, before going to sleep, and so on. You can explain it to your family in a very nice way. You know, you say that you want to perfume the room a bit, or change the smell, or make it more beautiful, so that they don't judge you for your practice. And it's better than using, you know, artificial perfumers or air sprays or something. The incense, if you buy it natural from a natural shop, it should be much healthier than all the cosmetic or house cleaning products that people are using. And so you can explain that. You can do it every evening. You'll have a cleaner room, you have a space to meditate, and you have a happier family, because they will feel the impact of it if it's not a strong smell that bothers everyone. So try to choose something that's okay with everyone, but that will also impact your mood. Another thing, you know, candles do also some sort of purification, and they help focus. That's why people lit them when they start a meditation. You can lit one candle and focus on it, if you will. Just don't make it be too weird for your people around, and be sure that it's safe. So put the candle off after you finish. Don't let it lit. You don't want to burn the house or have your kids playing with it. So just be mindful about that when you finish your meditation. Music has an impact on your mood. It's good to learn to meditate without any sound, to be able to focus within and be really still and harmonious. But also when you're really, after a busy day and your mind is all over the place, it's like a herd of monkeys, you can utilize certain types of sounds like binaural beats or theta brain waves that are now available over the internet. I'm also going to maybe place a link in the comments for you with really good theta brainwaves music that you can play in the background, really not loud, and that impacts your subconscious and your mood and the water in your body, and everything reacts to that positively because it's powerful. So you can use background music for a while. Also train yourself to meditate without any background music, and also train yourself to meditate in crowded or noisy places, because your meditation place is not going to always be this beautiful heaven-like room or secluded space. You have to be able to meditate in airports, in crowded places, while traveling, while being in trains and so on. So now I'm basically meditating in any situation or position. I have no restraints on that. Sometimes I put on some sunglasses. I don't use sunglasses in daily basis because I like sun gazing and I do work very well with sun. But when in airports or busy places, if I want to meditate, I put my sunglasses on because my eyes are changing when I'm meditating. And I can just lay there and wait for hours. I don't care, because I do some beautiful inner work inside. So while you're waiting for something, don't wait. Never wait for things. You just put your sunglasses on, start meditating, keep your eyes a bit open, not totally shut, because you might be in a public place and you might need to move around, and just do your inner work, your inner practice when you're in queues, when you're in airports, when you're in train stations, when you're in car, in a traffic jam. Just do your inner work, your breath work, your mind mastery practice. And that's meditation. You don't have to wait. You just practice. You just work with yourself. You just observe yourself and be mindful of your inner state. And that's meditation. That's being aware. That's why some call it mindfulness, because you start to become mindful, become aware of your inner state. And then you can self-regulate it. Like you observe a thought and you can actually ask yourself, why do I think that? Why do I think so? Is it true for me? And then awareness develops and like the puzzle unravels in a very beautiful way. One true practice that I recommend as meditation for all of you and all your life is cleansing your chakras. Some know about the chakra system, some don't know anything about it. You can look it up on the internet, or there's a book that I've written called Get Seduced by Your Own Life. In Romanian, it's called Pași pentru o viață seducătoare. You can buy that. You find all the reference about chakra system. You can learn about it, what each chakra is doing. Once you know where the chakras are and what they are doing, you can actually practice with them. You start with the crown, the one in the top of your head, and you go all the way down to your root chakra or the base, and you put, for 3 minutes, you put your attention, energy, and light into the chakras. Each one with its own color or its own energy signature. And if you do that every day, it takes 21 minutes to hit them all, to touch upon them all. So it's not much, it's 21 minutes, it's just the length of a lunch. But I assure you, it's much more energy than a lunch, much more energy than a movie, much more clarity than any, counseling session that you can have, because you're working with yourself and your energy system and what you are built of. And if you know your car or your computer and know how to utilize it, it's best that you also know your energy system, because that's something you're not getting out of it until you leave this physical plane. and you want to know what the buttons are. So the buttons are the chakras. Start learning about it and working with it so that you have a better experience with it all, because your chakras are the lens that are projecting your reality outside, and the cleaner and healthier and more energized they are, the better the reality you're experiencing is. And actually each problem has a source in one of your chakras. There's nothing outside. That's why we've created in my therapy that is called soul healing. We've created a healing package, a healing sessions package of 7 sessions. Each session works on one of the chakras, and it's called the 7 chakras package. So each session gets you through the habits, the programs, and the creations that you've created that are related to your chakras, one of your chakras. And by the end of this 7 sessions, you know yourself better than ever. And you've also deprogrammed yourself entirely, because each chakra has been reassessed and reprogrammed with new energies that are better for you now. So I'm going to place, for those of you who asked about my therapy and what I do and so on, I'm going to place the link in the comments to learn more about these packages, and especially the 7 chakra package, because it's something important that you can utilize. And you can have the sessions from the comfort of your home, and you can actually enjoy a whole new energy system after this, and much more prana in your system, because each session has a very powerful pranic meditation. So far, so good. We're getting closer to the end and to the final meditation. I want to know, is there any questions about meditation, about what I've shared so far, or any comments or additions to it? If you have any, please share them now, because in just a few moments, I invite you to relax and enjoy the final meditation of this webinar. Okay. So you can think of that during the meditation. In a moment, I invite you to start following the breath and start going deeper into your bodies and into your energy field. With your breath, you feel that you're going up the spine like an elevator and down the spine, from the base of the spine to the top of your head, and then down to the base of the spine. Inhaling, you take your energy up through the spine. Exhaling, you take it down to the base of the spine. Up with the inhale, imagining your spine like a neon of light now, all cleansed and refreshed by the breath. And down to the base of the spine, visualizing or imagining it even more brighter. We're all in a light column from the center of the universe to the center of the earth, and completely surrounded by light in this meditation. Each one in his own light column from the center of the universe to the center of the earth. Bringing in more energy in our lungs and in our body from this light column, we fill ourselves up with energy. And then bringing out all the worries, tensions, concerns, and everything that doesn't serve us. Focus yourselves on your heart chakra now. Feel your heart getting brighter and brighter with every breath. Imagine or visualize your heart chakra like a sphere or a light bulb inside your chest. Breathing in, you breathe in more light into your heart chakra. Breathing out, you breathe out more all the tensions, concerns, everything that doesn't serve you, to be absorbed in your column of light. You visualize, sense, or feel that you have a light cable, a connection cable from the heart of the central sun to the top of your head and into your heart chakra. Visualize, sense, or feel your connection cable. Goes deep into your heart chakra and fills it up with light now. Breathe deeper and feel it filling up with light with every breath. Your heart chakra is expanding more and more, getting brighter and brighter with every breath as you breathe your light and love and nourishment from the heart of the central sun into your heart chakra. And as you breathe out from your heart chakra, you're breathing out this love, this light, this harmony into your cells, into your organs, into your physical systems, into your auric field and out into the universe. Another deep breath in, you're breathing in more love, more light, more consciousness into your body and into your heart chakra. Deep breath out, you're breathing out this love into your cells, into your organs, into your physical systems, auric field, and out into the universe, filling the space around you with the love of your heart, all centered in your hearts. Breathing deeper, going deeper within. Allow this energy to flow down through your feet and the lower centers, all the way down to the soles of your feet. So from your heart, it goes down to the soles of your feet. You let this light flow down from the sole of your feet, down towards the center of the earth, building roots towards the center of the earth. Feel it centering and connecting to the heart of Gaia. From the perineum, you build an anchor towards the heart of Gaia. And you connect with the heart of Gaia. Feel its pulsation, its vibration, its light. The compassionate love that it had for us for millennia now. And let its energy flow up towards the soles of your feet. Coming up through your ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs, coming up to your perineum and then up through the base of your spine, all the way up to the heart chakra, all the way up to the throat chakra, all the way up to the top of your head, filling your whole body with this energy from the center of the earth that pulsates through your body. The yin energy. As it has filled your body, it goes up like a spring, like a fountain, like a toroidal field, spinning around your body in a sphere-like cocoon that is shielding and harmonizing your energy field. With a spherical shape, it shields out all that no longer serves you, the Wi-Fi, the pollution, the thought forms that are not beneficial for you. Everything that's not of the highest light and love for you is out of this field, of this bioshield with Gaia's energy and your energy from the heart. And you are still in the light column from the center of the universe to the center of the earth with the yang energy from the central sun. And you're still in this light bubble or light sphere, toroidal field from the center of the earth. That's rotating toroidal shape around you, shielding you from everything that doesn't serve you. And you're breathing them both into your heart, these two energies, the yang and the yin, mixing them into your heart chakra, still connected through your connectional cable to the heart of the central sun, still connected to the central sun and the center of the earth, still centered in your heart. Beautifully, harmoniously centered. Breathe deeper. And from that place, you come back into the room and back into your body, inhabiting your body, coming back into it like a hand within a glove. You're back into the top of your head, full head, throat, back into the arms, the chest, the upper back, the lower back, the abdomen. You're back in your body like a hand within a glove, in your waist, the hips, the thighs, the knees, the calves. You're back in your body to your ankles and the top of your feet, the toes. You're fully back in your body like a hand within a glove. Your light body fully back in your physical body and transforming your body into light. And we're back into the room with our attention fully back here. And from this place of beautiful love that you've shared, there's two announcements I make before closing. So you can participate and to the whole class of 8 webinars for another 8 meetings and have beautiful meditations like this every evening and beautiful sharing about tools to have at home for your practice, for keeping your high vibration. And you can also join me in video, in live streaming each night, or recorded if you don't have time to watch each live streaming. So you can get the recording and watch it whenever you have time. So whatever you prefer is available for you. Just know that everything is recorded and available. And with that note, I'm also announcing where you can meet me live, because we're preparing some live events. So we're going to have a retreat in Bali starting September 20. It's Pranic, detox and sound healing. So we're going to learn about methods of detox. We're going to visit sacred sites and work with the planetary vortexes of Bali, which is great. And also work with sacred sounds of crystal bowls and different types of instruments that my colleague Naida Moon is handling. And it's an amazing, amazing, very deep experience with water ceremonies, with trips to specific vortexes, and also very beautiful time of meditation and practice in this beautiful retreat center that we have rented for you. There's still space to join us. You find all the details on our events page at soulhealingacademy.com/events. I'm going to share the link here so that you can go directly if you need it. And it's best not to miss it. We don't know when we're going to do a new one. And this is unique because at this time in Bali, very important changes are happening at the energy level. And it's been calling me for years now, but it's the first time that I'm actually welcomed and allowed to go there and really have sharing with that place. So you can join us in that retreat and continue further with your inner work and really have a blast with the energy vortexes. And also we have opened the registrations for the Pranic Festival in Romania 2020 and the Trip of the Sun of 2020. There's a discount of 111 111 euros for the ones who have participated this year. So all of you who are already in the game, you can book your place for 2020. It's already available in Romania. And the Trip of the Sun as well. Those of you who want to see what this has been about, we're gonna have, there's plenty of things already posted on our Facebook pages. So check out Pranic Festival in Romania, and also check out the Trip of the Sun, and you can see all the news there. Join our events and join our Facebook groups with the same names for news. Subscribe to the newsletter, but most of all, book your place, because it's Mother Mary's Day in Romania on August 15 when the festival starts, and always the rooms are, booking shortly, and the places around are very crowded. So that being said, I hope to see you live in the Prana Sacred Sound Retreat in Bali, and hope to see you around in this workshop every night at 8 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. To meditate together and learn about methods of higher frequency and pranic nourishment. And until then, I wish you a pleasant night or morning, depending on where you're watching, and send you big hugs and much love from Romania. Thank you and namaste.